Well, good day everybody, it's Brian from Prime Cuts Lawn Care here. It's Saturday the 22nd of May. It's about 1 or so in the afternoon. Just doing a quick service on the Zt6000. You can hear that little glug glug. That's the drain, the oil draining, which is good. So I'm just doing the oil and the filter today. I'll do the blade soon as well, but I won't show that. And I'll just turn the camera around and show you just the oil draining. Pretty simple and basic. So there it is, you can see it's just a trickle now. So I just generally let that run for 15 or 20 minutes. I haven't done the filter yet. Just got to go and get the filter cup to be able to take that off. But I'll show you all that in a second. Very easy. You can see there the tube or the spout which comes from the engine. So really straightforward. I take out the dipstick. It just allows that to run free and easy. I had warmed it up before. So we're at I think it's 104 hours. The last change I did was at about 54, so pretty much spot on 50 hours. So it's all good. So that's all drained now. It's just doing a drop, so I'll just put the plug back in. Nice and tight. I won't put that back up there yet because I haven't taken out the oil filter, but I'll do that in a second. I won't show that on camera because it's in a really tight spot. Okay everyone, just to run through what I've done. So I've drained the oil out. I've changed the filter in here where my arm is, and put the drain plug back in. It's beautiful on these Kawasaki engines. The drain tube makes it so much easier. There was a little bit of a mess underneath the oil filter, but I've cleaned that all up. So everything's back on, tight. I've put in just a tad short of the 2 bottles. That's 32 ounces or 946 mils. These take about 2 to 2.1 litres, depending whether you've changed the filter or not. I think it's about 2.1 litres when you've changed the filter. So what I like to do is I've got about say 300 mils still to go. I like to put it in a little bit short. I run the engine, which I've already done, for a minute or so just to get the oil through the filter, and then I let that settle and I check the dipstick, and the dipstick is just below where the 3 dots are, which is what I would expect, and then I'll top that up again. Then tomorrow morning before I head out, I'll recheck it to make sure that it's spot on, top it up if I need to, because we want the oil where it needs to be, not underfilled and definitely not overfilled. Plenty of mechanics like Tom Doby, g'day Tom, who would strongly advise never to overfill it. So just a couple of things with the oil. This is the Sten's oil, so that's wrong way around, Brian. That's the 10W40. 10W40 is good for winter because it goes down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. So, but I do use the Kawasaki as well, but the kits for these are $90, The Kawasaki kits are about 150. So you can see why I use the Stens, or I mix them up a little bit. And then the Kawasaki, I've got the 20W50, which is for summer. It's really only recommended to go down to 0 degrees Celsius, and here in Yass it can get to -6, 7, 8 degrees Celsius. So let's call that my summer oil. And so the Kawasaki kits are these, and that's the FX801, so FX751 up to FX850. So they come with all that you need to do a good service, which is you know, your 2 bottles of oil, excuse me, your oil filter, air filter, fuel filter, spark plugs, and I hope I haven't missed anything there. But today I'm only doing the oil and the oil filter at the 50 hours. The external air filter, because it's a 2 filter system on this one, I blow that out all the time, and it's still pretty good. So which I'm happy about. And then just so you can see the Stens comes in a kit as well, and it outlines, come back this way, actually what's in the kit, which is the same, which is your it has the internal and external filter, fuel filter, oil filter, 2 bottles of oil, and 2 spark plugs. That's what I missed on the Kawasaki as well, 2 spark plugs, but I only do the fuel filter and the spark plugs at 250 hours. So that's all done, and now what I'll do is I'll just check a couple of things and come back to you, because it's 100 hours, give you my view on the Bobcat Zt6000 52-inch. Okay everyone, so oil's all okay. I did top it up a little bit, so it's right at, so you've got the bottom of the dipstick, there's a line, and then there's the 3 dots. I've got it right on the 3rd dot, so I'll just check it again in the morning before I go out, but everything should be pretty right now. No leaks around the oil filter, which is obviously what you do, you know, when I've sort of topped it up by about 3/4, just to get the oil through it, get it through the filter. So that's all pretty good. So we'll move on to my 100-hour review or thoughts of the ZT2000, not 2000, that's my other mowers, the ZT6000. So as you can see, the ZT6000, 100 hours, and for those who've been watching my videos, it does do larger acre properties. I've put it through the ringer a bit. For those of you who've seen the epic part 3 series, The Jungle, it does well. It's very powerful. It's got very good torque. I actually think the engine is really well matched to this mower. It's never bogged down. It didn't even bog down in the Jungle, and I got comments from a lot of very experienced mowing people, you know, Doc, g'day Doc at DLT, Ray in Rays, who said that you know, they even said, and they could hear that it hadn't bogged down. So I'm very impressed with the mower. Really glad I bought it. It's opened up, I'll call it a bit of a different market for me, which is a larger market, which is what I want. I want to have a good breadth of customers. So I want some small residential, some medium residential, and some, let's call it larger type rural residential properties, and it's worked in really well. And my income, because of that, is up, I'd say, by 20%. So it's well and truly covered and covering it itself. So it took, you know, and it took, it's my sort of 4th year of mowing, and I'd say 3rd full season, to get to this point. You know, I started off with the little Zt6000, and it was my breadwinner. It's earned a lot of money. I bought the second little ZT, so the old one's a backup, and you know, I was using it the other day as well. I just want to keep it running, and then from that, and by doing what I've been doing, and just being observant in the marketplace, has led me to the ZT6000, and it's done a great job. So the plenty of pros with it. Very powerful, cuts extremely well, disperses the grass well. I'll call it the cockpit. Is everything is so accessible and easy. The deck lift, it is heavy, but you've got, and hopefully you can see that you've got the handle part of it, and then you've got the foot part of it. So you use it together, and it's not a problem. It's well marked. So generally, I mean, it's either 2¼ or 2½ inches that I'm mowing at, and that works well in my neck of the woods. It's different everywhere, so works really well. No no issue with anything else. It's a bit dirty at the moment, but I blow it down every day when I get home. Easy access into the belt area or the top of the deck. You can see that opens and closes pretty easy to blow it out. Greasing the casters. There's a couple of points with the deck, as in the deck adjustment where you grease that, and I might give them a quick squirt every couple of weeks, just to make sure everything's okay in that regard. As I just did the oil change, very simple and easy, and tough. It's a tough mower, and I get over some pretty rough and bumpy country, but I've also got some nice stuff. But so it does both, and it does it really well. So next little bit is any issues. So any issues, do you ask? Other than the engine stop use, which was from late January to late March, there's only been really, I'll say one, maybe two, and one was the screw on the throttle cable came loose, and I'm mowing one day, and then there was no power. So a bit of quick investigation, I saw that I could tighten it up, excuse me, finish the mow. I rang the dealer on the way back, and he said, well, come in pretty much straight away, because I just wanted to make sure that full throttle, because I don't have a rev meter, so, and they do. So he did, Evan the mechanic did the quick adjustment in line with the RPMs, sorted. So happy about that. The other thing, and it only happened the other day, but it was freezing. It was -2 or -3, and what was happening was I had you get the throttle roughly through to halfway, and then you engage the blades, and then I went to increase the throttle, and the blades would disengage. So that happened a couple of times. So what I decided to do was obviously engage them, and that was right, and then very slowly increased, not all in one go, very slowly increased the throttle, and that was okay. So what I'm going to do, and I need to put the mower into the dealer because I want the hydros checked, which they recommend it in that 100 hours. So at that same time, I'll get them to look at that and just look at the deck height, look at things, and but everything from the deck height perspective is fine. But I just want them to check all that sort of stuff. But other than those couple of things, no issues. So I'll turn the baby around and we'll have a bit more of a yarn. So just looking from the back, everyone, you can see I've got the ROPS down, but you can see my hand in there. Everything's accessible. Down here, the oil filter, or the oil cooler, sorry, easy to blow out. Dipstick. You see the fuel filter there. Everything is good. You can see hydro reservoir and hydro reservoir, so you can see that quite easily. Down the right hand side, big fuel tank, fuel gauge for the right tank, hour meter, key, blade engage, choke, throttle. We've got deck height, or we've got the handles, deck height, foot height. Going round the front, good suspension seat, it's very comfortable. I think I've got it set up right. Then you've got your tracking adjustment there and there. Haven't had to do anything there because it's all set up properly. On this side you'll see spindle cover, which is all good. It's good here because it's got a hole under here, which I just blow it out from in there. So I really haven't had to take that off, and to clean it all out because I've got the blower that does that. And then on this side, cup holder I never use, it's too bumpy. Another fuel gauge for the left hand tank, and you've got your socket for 12 volt if you need to do that. I don't really need to do that. But a great mower, worth the investment. They're not cheap. It was a tad over $20,000, but certainly is doing the job. So everyone, so far so good. The Bobcat Zt6000 is a really great mower. Very impressed with it. Just like I'm impressed with my little ZT2000s. Early days yet, with only 100 hours on it, but it's got the goods and it's done the job really well. So thanks everybody for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. I've got a few more. I think I've got about 236. Fantastic. Thank you. If you've got a buddy or a friend, please share with them. And it's nice to hear comments from everybody as well. So I do reply to everybody because I just enjoy all the interaction. So thanks everyone, and I'll catch you soon.